and fled for their lives. And when these lepers came to the edge of the camp, they came into the tent and ate and drank. And they carried off silver and gold and clothing, and went and hid them. Then they came back and entered another tent and carried off things from it and went and hid them. Then they said to one another, "We are not doing right. This day is a day of good news. If we are silent and wait until the morning light, punishment will overtake us. Now therefore come, let us go and tell the king's household." So they came and called to the gatekeepers of the city and told them, "We came to the camp of the Syrians, and behold, there was no one to be seen or heard there, nothing but the horses tied and the donkeys tied in the tents as they were." Then the gatekeepers called out, and it was told within the king's household. And the king arose in the night and said to the servants, "I will tell you what the Syrians have done to us. They know that we are hungry, therefore they have gone out of the camp to hide themselves in the open country, thinking, when they come out of the city, we shall take them alive and get into the city." And one of his servants said, let some men take 5 of the remaining horses, seeing that those who are left here will fare like those who are left there. I'm sorry, mag-commercial muna tayo from Acadia na water. All right. So they took horsemen, and the king sent 2 horsemen, and the king sent them after the army of the Syrians, saying, "Go and see that they went after as far as the Jordan. Behold, all the way was littered with garments and equipments, and the Syrians had thrown away in their haste." And the messengers returned and told the king. Then the people went out and plundered the camp of the Syrians. So a seah of flour was sold for a shekel, and 2 shares of barley for a shekel, according to the word of the Lord. Now the king had appointed the captain of whose hand he had leaned to have charge of the gate, and the people trampled him in the gate so that he died. As the man of God had said, when the king came down to him, for when the man of God had said to the king, 2 shares of barley shall be sold for the shekel, and shares of fine flour for a shekel, about this time tomorrow in the gate of Samaria. The captain had answered the man of God, "If the Lord himself should make windows in heaven, could such a thing be?" And he has said, "You shall see it with your eyes, but you shall not eat it." And so it happened to him, for the people trampled him in the gate, and he died. Now Samaria is interestingly, it's within a center. It's in the middle of Israel. North will be the Galilee, south will be Judea. In the middle is Samaria. It's a rich place. That's where you could actually find Megiddo. At that time, the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Israel is divided into 2. Meron na yung Judah, and then the north will be Samaria. The king at this time is King Jotham. And King Jotham was related to Ahab. The Syrians came from the north. Dumating sila, they came and surrounded the whole place. And there was, like I've said, there was cannibalism because it's terrible. It's hard. And you know what's interesting? In Samaria and outside, it was difficult at the same time, regardless. The lepers have nothing to eat outside. The Samaritans have nothing to eat. And did you know this is a picture of the world today? Without God, the city is besieged. They may look like they are in charge. You know the picture of a place where there is no God? KKB sa Tagalog. Anong tawag ng KKB? To each his own. KKB. To each his own. To each his own. Hindi pwede yun. Kanya-kanyang buhay. Right? KKB, kanya-kanyang buhay. It looks like they care for one another, but they're just looking for how I can take care of myself by taking advantage of this person. Sure, there was some sort of community, but when it becomes hard, I'll take what is yours. What is mine is mine. What is yours is mine. And so, in a community, in a society where there is no Jesus, when there is no God, who suffers are the helpless. We can see this in abortion. We see people, teenagers, come to the hospital sometimes, and they will say, "I'm here to have an abortion." Like, how did you get pregnant? Oh, it just happened. Oh, yeah, I tripped and fell and I got pregnant. I mean, good, let's get an abortion. You planned this. You enjoyed the whole thing, and now you want an abortion because it's not convenient for me. Can you see that? And so the other part would say, you know what? You have the rule of you should rule your body. You have the right for your body. This is called, what do you call this again? Right to choice. Our Constitution gave us this right. That's true. But the Constitution did not give you the right to kill. So whatever, if you, sure we want people to have the choice, right? Pastor, I did not choose to come here today. My mother threatened to take away my computer. Well, because you're not yet that mature, you know. So people choose things to the detriment of the helpless just to maintain the status quo. The helpless becomes a father, F-O-D-D-E-R, hindi F-A. Thank God. Palitan natin yung salita. Yung helpless ay parang, how do you say father? It's like parang kahoy para sa apoy to keep yourself warm. You know, but that's what's happening. And for example, that's for the abortion. Convenience. This is how I feel, so celebrate what I feel. In the meantime, the rest are squeezed out because they want to feel good. You know, we believe in the sanctity of life. You know, if there was a lightning and suddenly got pregnant, well, that's different. That's a miraculous conception. But wrong choices should not end up in another wrong choice. In a society where there is no God, this is what happens, it's survival of the fittest. They'll push you out. And then the helpless becomes the victim. The helpless should be helped. The helpless should not be the victim. Oh, they have no voice anyway. Just kick them on the side. Just keep your status quo and make yourself better. And that's what's happening there. In fact, the Bible said, remember Cain and Abel? What did Cain say when God was looking for Abel? Cain, I've been texting your brother. And he said, am I my brother's keeper? This is what's happening in a society without God. I don't know. I don't care. Where's your brother? I don't know. Where's your sister? I don't know. But you know where your cell phone is. I hope. Because then you'll be bothering. Tatay, where's my cell phone? We know where everything else, but what's important, the relationship, we don't know what happened to that. You know, we lost it. We cherish the things that are tangible, the things that we can buy, but we don't cherish the person, which is made out of the image and likeness of God. And then Nehemiah was told by God that he is the watchman on the wall. You know what watchmen do? They watch. Alam mo, natatawa ako sa selfie. It's so interesting. Bato-bato sa langit ang tamaan, wag magalit. May mga adik sa selfie. And you see that all over there. Buto tayo, magpapapicture sa Niagara Falls. Natakpan naman yung falls mo ka. You don't even have to go to the falls. Just take your picture in your bedroom or your bathroom and stand it. Natakpan na yun. Selfie. You know, we are called the watchman on the wall. We should be watching for what? We should be watching for trouble, but the watchman on the wall has a selfie. He's watching himself. You know? I remember there's a saying that always put on a clean underwear. Why? Just in case you get an accident when they cut up your clothes, at least you're wearing clean underwear. I have cut up many, many clothes. Too much for me to care for. And I have seen many, many kinds of underwear. Polka dot stars and all that thing. Sometimes none. But we don't care whether your underwear smells or not. Because we're saving your life. Do you think like, oh, he didn't listen to his mom, not a clean underwear. Guys dying, come on. Nakita nyo, we're more, oh my God, I'm dying. I really hope I put on a clean underwear. Focus. What's important? I have a patient one time. I'm not breaking HIPAA here because there's no name. He came in, his EKG showed like the fireman hat. Textbook, the guy was going to die. He's having a heart attack. We laid him there and said, what's going on, what's going on? And so everybody dropped what they're doing. We're about to go rescue the dude. You know, we're going to rescue him. It's like a 47-year-old. So I put a tourniquet, I was going to put a line on him. Whoa, 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 don't do that. I don't like needles. I said, sir, you're so concerned about needles. You're about to die. You're going to see Jesus in a few moments if you don't do this. I told him that. You're going to see Jesus in a few moments. And it looks like you're not ready because this chest pain is from a cocaine. This chest pain is from a cocaine. Can you see that? Oh, because we have this, I'm not into needles, I'm just into snorting. Yeah, guess what? You're going to see Jesus. He does have big veins because he never shoot, but he snorts. Focus. Brother's keeper. I should watch over my brother. Watchman on the wall. I should not be watching about myself. And I'm not saying that's you. This is what the world has. They don't care about each other. They care about how to maintain the status quo. And so when suffering started to happen, these two ladies who have no husband decided to say, you know what? Let's go eat our kids. Let's boil them. Para there's less fat. It's gross, but they did, and the other one, the one who's more loving, of course, hit the kid. And the king was upset. They're all blaming God this time. And yet somewhere in this story there was grace. 4 lepers. They were coming, and they said, there's no food here, there's no food there. If we wait, we're going to die. If we go to the city, we're going to die. If we go to the Syrians, probably they're going to give us food, or they're going to kill us. We're just going to speed up our demise. But regardless, we wait or we go, we're going to die. So what are the chances? Let's go anyway. Did you know that when you become desperate, you're in need of help, that's when you chance upon the grace of God? But when you act like, I don't need God, like the king, he has a semblance of religiosity and he put on his majestic garb, and still wouldn't call on God. Wouldn't call on God. He cannot have God. And he's seeing people cannibalizing now each other and still blaming God. And yet these two people have enough sense to say, you know what? My stomach is grumbling. Let's go get help, or let's die early. God used these 4 lepers to rescue the proud king of Samaria. He went in there, they went in there, and God magnified the sound. Amen. There's magnification in the Lord, by the way. The Lord magnified and anointed their steps and made it appear like the Hittites and the Egyptians are coming, and so they run. And so the city was rescued. The city was rescued. The people were saved, but those who did not believe, of course, was trampled over and they died. This is the person this is what's happening now in this world. Blaming each other, blaming everybody else, except themselves. And they blame God. And I was looking at some statistics. A lot of people don't want to go to church. Because for some reason they blame the church as the reason that they were having trouble. Or they see the church as something that is inert and doesn't add anything to themselves. Or it's just a waste of time. One question was, why would I go to your church? Why should I give up my weekend and go to church? I don't think that's a question that you ask yourself, right? Did you ever ask yourself that? Saturday night? Wait, why should I wake up early and go to church? Why should I give up my Sunday and go to church? Did you ever ask that? I hope you did not ask that, because pastor's going to meet with you, and you don't want to meet with him. No, we look forward to that. Others don't, because they don't see any benefit in that. My brother, remember I remember my brother one time, I told him to come to church, said, bakit may pera ba dyan? Meron, magbibigay ka. Is there anything there that will add anything to my life? People don't see anything in the church. Unfortunately, they were blinded. The world know what they need. They're looking for it, but they don't want to see it in the church. The picture of the lepers here are the picture of the believers who would come and minister to them. These are the lepers who, I like their attitude. The Bible said they started getting the treasures and drinking and eating and everything. And after they say, you know what, this is not good. This is not good. Did you know that the joy of having so much is sharing what you have so much and let others also have much? I do not see prosperity as me enjoying everything and you guys are not enjoying it. I think there's no prosperity there. Right? I remember my father used to tell me, oh, nung lumalaki kami, walang TV.